Hello, Aries, and welcome to your June 2021 general reading. So let's begin with what we're looking at here on the table. These three, which are the Empress, the World, the Hierophant, are the archetypal energies. They are the celestial influence radiating down upon us, both yin and yang, universally for the month of June. Then we have the individual yin over here with these cards: Three of Swords, Three of Cups, Ten of Cups, and the yang with these three cards: the High Priestess, the Empress, Five of Swords. Let's begin with the archetypal energies. So imagine, if you will, that you're kicking this off with the Queen of the Queens. She who, it's hard to get in to see her dance card is full because everybody would like to talk with the Empress. Well, in June, Aries, you're talking with her. And her message is going to be the same as it always is, which is be willing to be creative, be willing to realize your greatness, be willing to extend yourself in the direction of creativity so that you can give of what you have, and as a gesture, because the universe is already giving to you through influences like the Empress, abundance, abundantly giving. And so it's your turn. And so if you imagine walking into this month, imagine walking in with that in mind. First stop, the Empress. Second stop, the World. Because she's going to turn around and say, okay, and then after you are in alignment and in sync with my energy, the creative, earthbound, grounded energy that I represent, then look at what's over there. And then she points at the World. Not that you're going to achieve getting to the World level in the month of June, but that's actually the focus point. That's actually the goal and the end game and what's at the winner's circle for you. And then sitting there at the end, waiting for you to traverse through those two elements of your June, is the Hierophant to remind you. So you get some reminding when you walk in the door with the Empress, and now as you walk out of the door into your month of June, another reminder. And this one is just this: don't forget to be aware as often as possible and as much as possible of the fact that you're tied to the universe. You are in contact, whether you acknowledge it or not, with a whole beam of light that comes down through the 7 chakras. You know, this whole white light that goes into the 7th chakra and goes all the way down through your being to the 1st and into the ground. It grounds itself at the bottom of your feet. But don't forget, that's the mantra for the month that the Hierophant is going to be whispering in your ear as you walk out. That goes for both yin and yang. That's excellent, isn't it, Aries? Let's talk yin. Yin, you're walking into your month carrying something. And I'm not going to say that it doesn't hurt and it doesn't feel good, or that I'm not going to say it feels good. It appears that it's something that doesn't feel good. And you're coming into the month with it. So what does the universe do? Look at this. You start out with the Three of Swords, and then you immediately get the Three of Cups. Then you get the Ten of Cups. So it's been tilted. It looks like as you walk in, it's been kind of tilted towards the more painful, wrenching feelings that can come from our life here, right? And then, so what the universe does immediately, it goes, let me mirror another three experience, a three of something else. Because you got the Three of Swords. You're walking in, you're thinking about it, you're encumbered by it, you're involved, wrapped up around it. And the universe goes, takes the blanket away from your covered up face and goes, psst, look over here. Look at this three experience, the Three of Cups. And it turns what is actually the blues and something that can be very encumbering and dark and shadowed and cloudy into a brilliant experience of partying, let's say, celebration, big time. So that, and actually, I think the universe's poetry here is to tell you that the three experiences, those moments that we have, like through the Three of Swords, are really easy to accept when they're fun and really hard to accept when they're not fun until we get to a certain point and go, within every experience, there's a nugget of gold. And so if you have that and are able to alchemically convert yourself through the universe showing you a Three of Cups experience, convert it, transform it, then take a look back at the Three of Swords and say to yourself, what did I get out of that? Why could that have been? Why could that have happened to me that was for my own good, betterment, evolution, etc.? I would be interested to know what the answer comes out for you. Because then the universe goes, and you know what else? I got one other thing that I want to hand you as kind of a end product of what you went through in the Three of Swords. And that is a Ten of Cups experience. A family, even a blended family where there's happiness and harmony. A relationship that takes on its fruition. I mean, the month of June, the month of so many weddings, so many people getting married traditionally. A June bride, you've heard that, right? And then, so in the month of June, perhaps your world contains the universe saying to you, there it is, enjoy it. It is for you. Nice. So, Yin, try and endure the Three of Swords at least long enough so you can see the Three of Cups. Then grab onto that as a kind of an overall look at the experiences that we can have that seem to be different, but they are in fact very similar, and there's goodness and gold within each one. And then receive and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Let's talk Yang. Yang, are you doing sports? Are your sights set on the Olympics? Because this kind of thing is world class. What you're walking into, what seems to be a something that's going to allow you to prove yourself. But it is also all surrounded with spiritual guidance and counsel from wise people. Counseling from wisdom-based energies, right? So as you look at you have here the High Priestess, the Empress, and the Five of Swords. So I want to talk about what you're going for. The Five of Swords, right? Some kind of a change. But more than that, in the hero's journey, the kind of change that comes through an initiation. And believe me, if you are a world-class athlete, you know what initiatory energies there are when you go to a big event, an Ironman competition or something like that. You know, how many people are up in that top echelon? And where are they in their minds, hearts, and souls that the others that are behind them might be, but they're not up there? And in this game, the game of life, we all can be up there, right? That's the level of the challenge and the change that's sitting there waiting for you. And that's why I wanted to bring it up here, so you know what you're looking at downstream a little bit. Because how you get there is why I say the universe is really showing in no uncertain terms that it's got your back in the month of June, Yang. Look at the High Priestess. Where's she looking? Well, energies enter these cards from this side. So she's actually holding her book ready for you to walk into the frame, because there's something she's got to say to you, something that she has to share that's for your ears and your ears alone. So it is special, and treating it as a specialty and being treated special is something you want to have within you, right? I mean, you want to be in sync energetically with the moment. And when you walk into the frame with the High Priestess, that's the moment. Then so she's in the major arcana, she's the number 2. Then you go right to her next door neighbor, which is the Empress, number 3, right? So there's a sequential training mode to this, and it might be the mental game behind your sport. So you get some secrets or some mysterious inside information from the High Priestess. And then you get the grounding factor of how to bring it and to keep your head on your shoulders and keep your focus true and strong in the moment from the Empress. And where is she looking? Remember, the High Priestess was looking to you to come into the frame. Now the Empress is looking at the Five of Swords. Now let's add a couple things to the Five of Swords for you, Yang. And that is that in the Marseille deck, the color red is indicative and symbolic of highly vital, high vigor, full of vitality and life, right? And notice how it's bursting out from this cage. You could look at the Four of Swords as sort of a cage, which this fifth sword is within. Well, there's a reason why it's poking out, and it's big. It's a big sword. It wants to go because you can't stay in the Four of Swords. You can't stay in that mode where your world is la 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 la, right? Life doesn't let you do that. And especially if you're a sportsman, then you can't just sit back. You got to be active, right? And this sword is active. So that the idea of a change and an initiation of some sort becomes, instead of daunting, it becomes exciting. So, Yang, to recap, go see the High Priestess, listen to her, but more than listen, kind of go to the wavelength where she exists, because that'll open your ears to her message, and it is for you. Go see, also stop by next door and have tea with the Empress, and talk out the game plan. And then let the chips fall as they may. Go for your initiation. Go for your event and perform well. With that, I will leave you for the month of June. Until next time, be well. Thanks for being here. Love you all. Bye for now.